Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the Hebrew Israelites. This is Brother Arakia coming back with another lesson, and this is from Elder Apostle Tahar. Ye make him twofold more the child of hell. Why we left the IUIC cult from 7 days ago. Okay, so here you have these two individuals, okay, a couple, man and a woman, that used to be a part of IUIC for 8 years, if I remember correctly, from years 2011 until 2019, and they had since left, and they've been exposing IUIC of their wickedness, okay, of their extreme, measures, and that they do. Kevin, I believe his name was, even pointed out that at IUIC they push that let everything be done decently and in order, but if you listen to what was happening, that was complete chaos. They had the women all out involved, in the camps, selling water and Gatorade. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, Gatorade, that's even fucking bad for you, man. That's like filled with fucking chemicals, bro. That's pretty much the same as selling fucking Coke and 7-Up to the people, And even that selling water, I mean, what the fuck, man? Are we merchants, Hey, we teach this truth of the scriptures. So you hear all this kind of stuff. We used to go down at the IUIC, and it's evident that they are the wicked, scribes and Pharisees from 2,000 years back. That's a match, that's 100% match. The spirit matches. So, they are like those, white sepulchres. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Sepulchre, okay? Sepulchres that, outside it looks, all pretty and, well put up, but inside is full of dead man's bones. That's the IUIC, man. And this video, if you watch it, you're gonna see it. This dude, Kevin, and his wife Salima, they exposing it. But now, the point where I want to go with this video is that, you see, so, yeah, granted, IUIC is a fucking mess, but they do teach, parts of the truth, big parts of the truth, that we the people, that Babylon is going to be destroyed, that, there's UFO ships that going to deliver the elect. Well, they mostly concerned about the whole nation, but, the UFO-based deliverance, then, that we have to try and keep the laws and commandments to the best of our ability. They tell our people, who we are. Although they have, compromised the 12 tribe sign, saying that everybody of Africa are also part of the 12 tribes, excluding the Nilotic people, which are people, living off the Nile River, pretty much the Sudanese and whatnot. But that's not true, man. In Africa it's mostly the Western and the Central Africa, which is Israelite. Okay, yeah, you have, of course, a scattering of our people throughout Africa, but saying that these different Hamitic nations would be Israelites, downright Israelites, is off, and they have fully compromised the 12 tribe chart, but nonetheless they do teach elements of the truth, which are important, our people getting back to our nationality, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native and Seminole Indians. But then this couple, Kevin and Salima, since they left of IUIC, they went back to the fucking church. They went back to the fucking white man, plantation, Jesus Christ, faggot ass looking, long hair, wimp, Jesus Christ worship, which is nothing but fucking idol worship, blasphemy, and a total abomination in the sight of the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. And as Elder Apostle Taha is going to beautifully say, they're going to wind up getting the chip and they're going to get destroyed. Okay, this couple you're going to see in the screen real soon. Okay, so what the man should have done, you know, is take control of the situation and start teaching by himself. Okay, outside, you know, get the fuck out of IUIC and start teach by himself. And the Spirit, you know, could have guided him for other like-minded brethren. You know, maybe he would have turned out to be a GMS affiliate, you know, or these kind of things in 2019. But instead, they went to the church. Okay, and the woman gonna say there's all races of people. You know, it's nice, you know, Jesus Christ, man, fuck all that shit, bro. Okay? So, let's play.
Come on back, let's do a little bit more and I'm out of here.
Tells Miss Salima, can you...
So here you see the couple. So, this is their current so-called religious status, you know, where their beliefs at and whatnot. And you can see they look simple, man. Salakia, but it's the truth, you know. You know, going back to that, their own vomit, as Elder Apostle Taha brought out the scripture, you know, they became simple, okay? Back to the, you know, slavery Christianity, man. You know, congregation of the dead, man.
Tell me a little bit about now, 2025.
Yes, so we go to a really good church, filled with all races of people.
Man, you know, you know, so they, as you can see, they threw everything of the Israelite that they learned of being Israelites. They threw everything at the trash, man. You know, which, hey, shows that they're not of the elect. Okay, you can see the dude looks simple, man. You know, and that's what soft Jesus Christ plantation Christianity does to you, man. You become simple, bro. You know.
There's no pressure. Hey, do this. Now there are ways to serve, but you're not pressured to your own will type of thing. You don't get ridiculed for.
So that means everything that they knew about Israel, they threw that all in the garbage. They threw it all.
Yeah. I listened to this before I started this lesson, and you know I repeated what Elder Apostle Taha said because that's the facts.
All the garbage. We don't want to hear nothing about Israel. We're not Israelites. The Israelites is the white people and so forth. So they're doomed. They're not going to make it. They're going to wind up taking a microchip and they're going to die here in America.
Facts. That's exactly what the fuck gonna happen, man. They're gonna take the charagma, and then they either gonna get you know, destroyed by these spirits created for vengeance during the time of Jacob's trouble, or they're gonna eat a nuclear missile. Okay, so let's listen to that again because that's facts.
We don't want to hear nothing about Israel. We're not Israelites. The Israelites is the white people and so forth. So they're doomed. They're not going to make it. They're going to wind up taking a microchip and they're going to die here in America.
You see? And that's the thing. So now what? They believe that the small hatters in the land of Israel, that they are people. I mean, there's so many questions that you have to fucking you have to deal with, man. Okay? I mean, how do they reason this thing with themselves? So now, you know, they think that the small hatters, really, that they are the people. I mean, who are the real Israelites then? You know? And if they still think that they are the Israelites, why are they not confronting the fact that, you know, these small hatters are posing to be us and being at the land, so they're just okay with it, and, you know, just saying, yeah, but, you know, forgive and forget, you know, let's just, you know, live life, you know, and let's just focus on our own thing, and, you know, let's just go to the church and eat some fucking pork, you know. So take true, man. THRUUUUU, true, you know.
So you didn't take the lead as a man. 8 years. That 8 years. Was it 365, 1,000? What is that? 2,000 plus, almost 3,000 days of being, you know, knowing that you're an Israelite, to throw all that stuff and all that time. You wasted 8 years of your life to come back and go back to being a Christian.
Yeah, Apostle Taha said it perfectly. The man should have taken he should have assumed the position of a leader and say, yes, we are of IUIC, but we're not going back to the fucking Jesus Christ Christianity plantation church. He should have said to his woman that, hey, we're still Israelites, you know, all of the stuff that we learned. There is truth about it, but it was just a way that the congregation and the camp was moving that was fucking off. So we just got to separate from that, but we're still Israelites, and, you know, they should have, you know, examined themselves and, you know, figured in the spirit, you know, what things was off with IUIC and what things was correct that they taught, and should have continued from there. The man should have, you know, continued teaching, you know. You know? As Apostle Taha said, he should have taken the direction, you know, but now everything is just smooth and soft and fun, and, you know, is that life? Is that how life is supposed to be in Babylon? Where it says, arise and depart, for this is not your rest, for it is polluted, it shall destroy you with a sword destruction. Okay? So how should we be content with that? Let's listen again, and I'm going to listen some more what Apostle Taha going to say, and then that's pretty much going to be it.
8 years. That 8 years. Was it 365, 1,000? What is that? 2,000 plus, almost 3,000 days of being, you know, knowing that you're an Israelite, to throw all that stuff and all that time. You wasted 8 years of your life to come back and go back to being a Christian.
Or for not doing a particular thing. Everybody's very kind, and I don't feel like I'm being yelled at all the time. So yeah, it's a breath of fresh air.
So if you don't do what the leadership of the IUIC, and the women do that too, even Gina Blue had mentioned that, oh, well, when you wear that scarf, you can't have hair showing from the scarf. You got to cover that, all your hair. They're not supposed to see your hair. But then there was these sisters that been in the school longer, you can see lots of their hair. So, like I said, did I read it? It's in Matthew 23 when it says they swallow camel and they strain at a gnat.
Yeah, so the point is, you know, IUIC is off, but these two individuals, you know, that's the direction that I want to go with this video, or I you know, hope that was conveyed, Lord willing, that even though, yes, there was in IUIC, which is full of, you know, inconsistencies, they still, or I'm you know, directing this at the man, because he is, you know, supposed to be at least the you know, leader of the household. You know, he should have stayed with this thing. He should have stayed with, you know, acknowledging to be an Israelite and, you know, teaching the truth, making videos, going out to the highways and byways to teach, you know. But he didn't, and now their household is true, you know, in fucking plantation Christianity. So that's what I wanted to focus with this this video. So yeah, even if you are in these other camps where they go off, you know, Sicaria, CPK, IUIC, GOCC, yeah, what you should do is get the fuck out of those camps, but still, you know, teach, you know. Start to listen from GMS, you know, work your way to be GMS affiliates, and then if the Spirit allows for you to join GMS, then hey, that's what you should do, okay? But not to just throw everything out the window and go back eating your vomit, you know, whatsoever you used to do before when it was in the world, and then go back to that. No, that's off. You have to endure until the end, okay? Pray on the name of Yahushua until the end. You know, be in this thing until the end. Acknowledge being an Israelite until the end, because that is the truth. That's who you are. That's your lineage. You know, you're not African. You know, you're not Senegalese, Cameroonian, Ivory Coastian. You're not from Benin. You're not, you know, Angolan. Okay, Gabonese, Liberian. No, man. Or Mexican, Uruguayan, Argentinian, or Native American Indian. No, you Israelite. One of the 12 tribes, man. So that's it for the lesson. Yahweh word the site was edifying. In closing, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Chakadash, double honors to the elders and pastors of Great Millstone, and it's on to the next one. Shalom.